This video is sponsored by Sakurako and Tokyo Treats. Today's commentary will be from Neville Goddard's 1959 lecture, The Art of Dying. But for now, a word from our sponsors, Tokyo Treats and Sakurako. As many of you may have heard on the channel, Tokyo Treat and Sakurako, they're monthly Japanese snack subscription boxes. It's your way to experience Japan in the comfort of your own home. Tokyo Treat tends to be more pop, with around 20 of the latest exclusive, limited edition, and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks. And Sakurako is about supporting local Japanese snack makers. And it also comes with around 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and a special Japanese tableware. And this month's monthly theme for Tokyo Treats is Okinawa. Okinawa is like Japan's Hawaii. You'll get to try Okinawa potato chips and ramen, as well as their special crackers and Kit Kats. And this month's theme for Sakurako is the heritage of Nikko. Nikko contains a lot of the history of the samurai, so you'll also get to taste special crackers and tea from the area. And the special tableware this month is a furoshiki. It's a traditional Japanese wrapping cloth. You can also use it as a handkerchief or bandana, or as a bento box wrap. So if you're interested in trying out one of these boxes, please check out my link in the info section beneath this video, and you can use code Nevillution for $5 off your first box. Thank you. Look at this box, Toshiaki. And this month comes with Shincha tea. Shincha means the first harvest of the green tea. This little guy caught my attention, this marshmallow fish. Ooh. It's one of the best marshmallows I've had. Now this caught my attention because it's such a pretty wrapper. Oh. Oh my goodness. Kind of looks like toast, but it's so filled with flavor. You're gonna like this box. He loves Kit Kat. And all kinds of wonderful other things. Oh, wow.
While Toshi's watching the game, I'm going to try these little mini potato chips. I was just looking at something like this in a conveni earlier. I wanted to try them. Toshi didn't. Like potato chips. Oh my god, Sophie. They're very uniquely flavored.
I understand it now. Caramel potato chips. Wow. Now the Tokyo Treats came with ramen, but this is for cold ramen, known as yachichuka, and I love that in the summer in Japan. Ate it with that Tokyo Treats ramen that was included. Doesn't look good. This is probably one of my most favorite meals, especially in the summer. Itadakimasu. It's good. Good. Neville says, "When I die, that is when I enact the drama. I do not wait for signs to appear. It is when I am most aware of my restrictions and feel the pressure. Then is when I must learn to die. I must learn to let go of what my senses dictate and go mad, and yield to what is only a dream, but sustaining it and living in it. I die to what was physically real as I gradually lift up to what was only the dream. You knew only the frightened man and not the other one. No one can tell where the other has gone." And what Neville is saying here, especially when we have a heartfelt desire and maybe we even feel the pressures on us, don't wait for anything on the outside, because that's all just reflecting your past programming, your past fears, reactions, beliefs. If you want something, you're going to have to learn to detach from those things. And that's easy to say, but practice will help you, and as you have successes, it will help you get conviction. It's kind of something magical that happens, that you take your attention away, thus dying to it. And instead you feel what would give you relief. What is it that you want? What is it that you really want, especially the element, the core? Sometimes people get caught up in the specifics, and that's why they sometimes feel entangled, or delays, or sometimes what they want doesn't come to pass. If you have no problem with specifics, then I'm not referring to you. So when Neville says go mad, it's almost like a method actress. Her life might be so different, then the period piece, maybe she is acting. Maybe she is playing someone totally opposite of her personality. But a good actor in a sense also has to go mad and totally become the character. But they do so intentionally. They do so with the understanding that there's a certain result they want, just as you'll be doing it, knowing that imagination creates reality. Neville goes on to say, I will crucify myself, for God crucified himself in me that I might live. But now I must nail myself upon the thing I desire, and remaining faithful to it. Lifted up as God nailed himself upon me, the present body is believing himself, a man called Neville, giving Neville the same power that is his, but keyed low, in the hope that I will lift up the power to bigger things in the world to which I can nail myself, and so lift them up. There is no possibility of man making his dream alive, unless he nails himself to the cross that is man. We are all living because God nailed himself to us. Now man, keyed low, yielding to other states and not to what the senses dictate, becomes one with the state and nails himself to it, fixes himself in the state through emotion and feeling, and then he will be lifted up. So what I feel Neville is saying here, especially with those big heartfelt desires that may feel impossible, he is telling you, you have to persist, remain faithful to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And in a sense, it is like being crucified, because tomorrow might bring you the opposite news. More time than you like may pass. It may even feel like you failed. But he's telling you here to rise from man's limited imaginative power to the unlimited powers of what you attribute God to be. Unlimited. Miraculous. You have it within you to persist, no matter what you go through, the doubts, the fears, pain, persist. And Neville goes on to say there isn't resurrection without such crucifixion. How else to make an impossible dream a tangible reality, flesh? Neville says, but you cannot fail if you yield, if you hold back within yourself and wonder, what will I play as my last card if this doesn't work? Then you have not yielded. You have not nailed yourself to it. It is a complete yielding. It is the great cry, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? If you know that you're God doing it, you can yield. But there must be complete abandonment as though it were true, and then you make it a reality. The cost is that form of mental abandonment that Blake calls madness. But man is afraid. He dare not so abandon himself to a dream, and so never dies. So Blake was right when he said, there is nothing like death. The best thing in life is death. Out of all the heartfelt dreams we have, how often can we say we had the courage, the madness, to completely go all out? It seems these days, when you go into the different forums, most people seem to be still learning what it is to go beyond fear and to completely die, to go mad in a sense, to walk on water, to turn the water in your life into wine. So whatever you want, it's a state, and to realize it, you have to clothe it in reality by finding whatever works for you, to feel as though it already is so, and regularly visit this until you know it's yours or until it is yours. And Neville shares a testimonial from one of his students. I know a lady who burned her hand and then unburned it. She poured boiling water on her hand. She lay on the couch and tried to undo it mentally with what had been done. It was difficult because of the pain, but she kept trying. She redid the scene and poured the boiling water on the tea and brewed it, and then she drank the tea. She did it over and over, and finally, in the act of thus making the tea, she fell asleep. When she awoke some hours later, there's no trace of the burn. She wrote, you would have thought I should go right to the hospital, but now there is not even a sign of the burn. When you go to bed tonight, what is something that you want to undo? Or maybe something you want done? What scene will you take and repeat over and over and feel its reality, an intentional daydream, until you fall asleep, or until you feel the tones of its reality and you feel the joy? For this lady, it took one night. And for you, it may be one night, but whatever it takes, it is worth exercising this imagination, building the imaginal muscle, building your faith. The past and present are one in a greater moment. Remember that. The past and present are one in a greater moment. Now let us go into the silence. Good. This video is sponsored by Sakurako and Tokyo Treats.